Hello, everyone. My name is SmoothOperative, and welcome to another exciting edition of Treefort. Today we have Club Magic Circle, and we've got some amazing speedruns: ABZÜ by Charisse, and later Prince of Persia 2008 by Emerald Alley. But first, I have some big news regarding Frame Fatales. The all-female speedrunning event will take place here on Games Done Quick in February, and game and volunteer submissions will open later today. And we are happy to announce that this Frame Fatales will be benefiting the Malala Fund, breaking down the barriers preventing more than 130 million girls around the world from attending schools. Malala is fighting to give back to girls what poverty, war, and discrimination tried to take away. So donate and give all those girls the opportunity to learn and lead, coming up soon in February. Ladies, get those submissions in ASAP. You can get more information about that event at www.gamesdonequick.com/hotfix. Prize submissions for Awesome Games Done Quick are still open, so if you have prizes that you'd like to submit for that, that's still an option. And did you miss Games Done Quick 10 years ago? Well, exciting news, Classic Games Done Quick will be happening here from December 27th through the 29th, so you can relive the magic that was the very first Games Done Quick ever. And the next show will be Random Number Generator on Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. I think that's all we have as far as announcements goes. So let's see if Charisse is ready for the run. Charisse, are you ready? Are you here?
I'm sort of ready, but we can go.
Charisse, tell us a little bit about your experience with ABZÜ, and then, of course, let me know when you'd like me to start the timer.
Okay, so I started running this game. It's coming about almost 2 years, which is pretty crazy.
Wait, 2?
Yeah, it's almost 2 years.
Really? Oh my god.
Yes.
Where did the time go?
And it's really nice, and I'd say anyone that is looking for an easy run to learn, ABZÜ is definitely the one, and it's very peaceful and calming, so I recommend. And
we need that, and during these hectic holiday times.
Definitely. And in general, just for a casual playthrough, the game is beautiful and it's worth the experience. So you guys should try it.
All right.
All right.
Well, ready when you are. Count it down.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, and start.
Starting. Let's dive in, shall we?
So, I would like to already start by explaining the difference between blue suit and black suit. So, when you start the game, everyone starts with the regular black suit, and this makes it so that your boost won't stay permanent, so you have to constantly keep boosting in order to go faster. You have to collect, I think it's about 12 shells throughout the whole game in order to unlock the blue suit. But once you have the blue suits, your boost will stay permanent as long as you keep pressing the button.
And the blue suit, I think, versus the black suit is maybe a 5-minute difference in run. I don't know exactly, but I would say between.
I also don't know exactly, but
5 and 10 minutes.
Definitely much faster for sure. Okay, so we have our diver here. And she's just waking up.
Yay, I'm so excited.
She doesn't know what's going on. Actually, she probably does know. I'm the one that doesn't know. I'm joking.
I mean, we don't know how she got here, but she's here.
True. Yeah, she is here. She's like, oh, I'm ready to swim. So actually, this first fish, this encounter, you cannot skip it, no matter what you do. But for me, I found it was easier to just engage with the fish right at the beginning, because you can also do it halfway through the tunnel. But sometimes, depending on the way that the fish moves, your diver will follow, which makes it harder.
She'll backtrack a bit, yeah. I think.
Also, in this particular part here, if you start from the chapters and not like from new game, there is a chance that this robot will not scan you, which saves you a little bit of time.
The happy robot.
Yay.
Yes.
So we can already see the mighty shark popping in. I named him Sharkus. He's that's the name I've
Sharkus.
given him. Yeah, his name is Marcus. He's a
Marcus the Sharkus.
So I'm like, yeah, his name is Sharkus from now on. These whirlpools, I guess that's what you call them, they can be a bit tricky, actually. If you don't time yourself correctly, you will lose a lot of time here.
Yeah, if you don't stop at the right moment, the diver will actually go kind of beyond the portal area and then have to backtrack. And it wastes that time.
That backtracking, it just takes way too long. Sometimes up to like, I would say 10 seconds. I think that's the most that
yeah,
it can wait.
Just annoying enough.
Yes. And so the diver, she holds this, or she can hold this energy, which I guess it's just the energy of life within her, and then she puts it back into the oceans, bringing them to life again.
Oh,
I know, so pretty.
I think the soundtrack for this game really makes it too, because not only is it gorgeous, it's just gorgeous to listen to.
Yes, it's absolutely stunning. It's a great experience. Actually, here in this part, you can start controlling your diver before these doors even open. So you don't have to wait for the camera to catch up for you to see the diver. You can just start moving. I wasn't super optimal right here. Usually, you can skip this whole interaction that's happening now with the shark and the robot. But you have to be very fast, which I did a little bit of a mislap there. But you can skip this entire interaction fully, so you won't even have to see it.
Sharkus needs, a moment in the spotlight, I think.
Yeah. I also like, he's such a crucial part of this game. He needs more screen time.
For sure.
So here we have our first auto scroller of the game. There's 3 of these throughout the whole game, and it doesn't matter what you do. Like, you can move around, but the speed will always be the same.
Yeah. So even with the super fins,
yes,
it's the same.
You don't need to have the boost on.
But it does look pretty when you do.
It's gorgeous. Yes. It gives it an extra flair. I lie. There's actually 4 auto scrollers in the game.
I'm trying to remember all 4 now.
There's this one, the one after this, the whale, and the one at the end.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
It's like our own little aquarium right here on GDQ channel.
Exactly. So a normal playthrough of this game, if you try to go through it relatively fast, it takes around 2 hours. And if you really want to dive in and try and find all the different secrets and shells and there's also little pools in the game that hold information.
Yeah, there's a lot to explore in this game.
Yes.
Like, the speedrun is stunning, but the game itself is something to really be explored.
It's worth the experience. It's absolutely gorgeous. Okay, so in this upcoming part here, we're gonna go and help our little friend robots. And actually, you can just go forward through the rest of the tunnel, but because the robot tends to get stuck, and then it will take ages for it to get back to you. We're just gonna quickly go back
Just
and
kind
open
of
this here.
escort the little robot. Because the robot does, yeah, it get terribly stuck at times.
Yeah, there's like a rock by the end of the tunnel on the other side, and he always gets stuck there for the most part. So
Poorly placed rock.
yes.
Not optimal.
In this area, there's actually one of the shells, which I think is the one that people overlook the most.
Because it's during this, you can't go back for it.
Exactly. And I don't know, should I tell people where it is and make it easier?
I mean, go for it.
Let them figure it out. It's usually right here in this corner here.
So now you know if you were looking for it before, it's right there.
Yes, it's there. It's really easy to like overlook it because there's so much happening during this auto-scroller with all the fishes and yes, it's just I know that was like the last one I found because it took me ages. I was like, what am I missing? I've been everywhere.
Yeah, that was the last one I found too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, what is the last one? I don't know. Yeah, this game was created by a company called Giant Squid, and they actually have a new game coming out soon called The Pathless, which I'm very excited about. So,
Same.
if ABZÜ is any indication of how The Pathless will be, I think it will be a very beautiful game as well.
Whee! Okay, so now here you can see everything's just dead. There's no life in these oceans.
Well, we gotta fix that.
Yes, we will fix it. See here, for example, although it was not a bad entry, it still takes some time for the diver to go into the whirlpool. So it's really important to slow down, I would say. I think that's probably the best way to avoid that is to just slow down a lot. Before
it's worth it because, you know, the time you would lose over shooting it would be more than stopping.
Exactly. And at first when I started running, I just wanted to go fast and I was like, no, but why should I slow down? Because I'm just gonna lose time. But you actually don't. You gain time. I do find it like a very interesting concept. There's like it's water within water.
Yeah, this place always kind of boggles my mind. It's like the underwater shrine that's also healing the water but is in water. It's like, wait, what? Let's just go with it.
One of the most, I'd say, annoying things or harder things of the game is the camera. So throughout the whole game, the camera will fight you a lot. For example, in this area, it wants to make me look at the fish, although I don't want to. So you spend half of the game, if not more, just trying to fight this camera.
And you're playing with the controller, correct?
Yes.
Have you played it on mouse and keyboard just to compare your feelings for the two, or it's still a struggle no matter what, I guess?
I've never tried with mouse and keyboard.
Fair.
I just don't think this would be the type of game that would feel nice playing with mouse and keyboard.
Yeah.
So here in this area, we're going to be unlocking these two chains. And later on in the game, which is the one part of the game that you can actually skip, you also have to unlock these chains. But because you can do a very specific jump, you can just skip the whole area pretty much and not have to go after these chains.
Yeah, that infamous jump will be coming up a little closer to the end of the run.
Yes.
Cross your fingers in advance.
Oh.
It can be a doozy.
No. There's actually two ways that you can do the jump. So you can either just jump straight, but then you will struggle a little bit to continue because you have to turn right afterwards. So it's easier to just do a wall jump that positions you straight so that you can just go to the next area without any issues.
And which way will you be attempting it?
Actually, the straight jump tends to be harder for the most part rather than the wall jump. But the wall jump is also very tricky because of the camera, it makes you misplace your diver a lot. So the chances of it failing is pretty high.
Well, let's be optimistic.
Yes, I got this.
You got this. So it's time
This is actually sorry. Go on.
I was gonna say it's time to exit this kind of autumn land.
Yes. This is actually one of my favorite areas of the game. I think it just looks the orangey colors and
Same. It's beautiful.
red's
I like this one.
Gorgeous. Yes. Oh. So here you do a little race with the shark. Usually, sometimes, he doesn't actually race with you. And he gives you a pretty bad camera. So then you're going through the tunnel not knowing where to go. You're like, oh no.
That looked like a tie to me.
Yeah, I think he won just about.
Maybe just by a nose.
He really wants to shine in this run. He's like, I want to be part of this as much as possible.
So back to the underwater shrine. The very deep water shrine.
It's honestly so interesting because it looks like you're just in the sky and the water is below you.
Maybe we are, actually.
Maybe. Oh man. This changes the whole game for me.
Boo. So each of the shrines, I think, actually, I don't know how to word it, but sort of freeze a section of the ocean with certain animals.
Yes, it has like certain species.
There you go, certain species of fish, yeah.
The first one is whales, and the second one is squids.
Is it squids or manta rays?
It's, yeah, it could be.
I couldn't remember. But you get to see different ones at every little shrine.
Yes, and there's actually, I'll say that later when I'm in the area.
Sure.
So in this part, the game or the camera tries to focus on the walls because the walls are telling the actual lore. So they hold a lot of lore about the game.
But yeah, various murals.
This run, we're not going to look at them. But it makes it harder for the camera because I have to constantly fight this camera. Okay, so this is gonna be, or this is my favorite auto-scroller of the game, which is coming up right now.
This is I would say a relatively short run, but if you do for any reason need to actually step away from your PC, you know, there are a few occasions where you can do so. This being one of them.
Yes, this is not like a very long one, I don't think. The first two are the longest ones.
Yeah, yeah. The first one is pretty long,
but this one is the most pretty because you get to hang out with the whales.
Hi whales.
So, did you guys know that the Moby Dick movie is actually based on a real whale, but the whale is not called Moby, it's called Mocha?
I did not know that.
Oh, now you know.
Whale facts.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you also know that a whale's heart is the size of a car. It's a very
What?
specific car.
Oh, goodness.
It's a Volkswagen Mini, I believe. I'm not so keen, or I don't know much about cars, but it's the size of a car. And the blue whale's tongue weighs just as much as an elephant.
Wow.
I know.
I'm impressed that you came to today's stream with these whale facts. Well done.
Thank you.
And I learned something new. I'm happy about that.
Okay, so here you can see the ocean being infested by these pyramids. And if you get hit by one of them, they pretty much stun lock you and paralyze you for a little bit. So it's in our best interest not to get hit.
Yeah, it's not pretty. It's kind of scary, actually. You go from this very relaxing game to suddenly I've hit an inverted pyramid and I'm fearful for my life.
Yes, and this is not even the scariest area. You guys are gonna see soon enough.
It's coming.
It's coming
soon.
No, Sharkus, come back.
Sharkus is like, no way, I'm getting a 15-second head start.
He's trying to win. Okay. Uh-oh. This is where things start getting really sad. Oh no. Let's help our buddy out here.
Buddy.
So this is where Sharkus starts realizing that these pyramids are bad, and he wants to take them down. And he's asking for our help right now. He's like, please help me.
It's like, this is my ocean, and it's not in good health now. Help me.
And we are going to help him.
It's such a touching moment, though, when
I know.
you finally start seeing the shark as more of a, friend versus foe. Yeah, sweet.
He's so cute. Like, actually, this is a glitchless run, but you're not missing out on too many glitches. The thing is, there's a specific patch, which is you can only access now on, I think it's PlayStation, if you don't update the game.
That's the problem, is the any percent category is kind of dead, I would say, because many people don't have access to that patch anymore. But to be honest, I don't think it's a very good-looking run when it's glitched. Because you miss out on a ton of visuals. And then it just becomes sort of like staring at a blank screen. So I think this is definitely the better category. In my opinion, anyway. But there is there are squids, and there is a really cool jump that Sharice will be doing a little bit later in the run.
That is pretty much the only part of this game you can skip. Or in this run. But there are tons of little things which they're super minor, but they require some practice and save lots of time.
I think when it comes to the run. Yeah, I think the big challenge with this run is battling the camera and trying to streamline, pun not intended, but streamline all of your movement accordingly.
Oh, I beat him. It's always an exciting moment. It doesn't happen very often. Okay, so here comes probably the scariest moment of the game.
Yeah, the closer you get to these pyramids, the louder and scarier they will become.
Yes, they also start flashing really fast. And it's kind of hard to actually be able to tell, especially not in this area, but on the next one, it's hard to tell how far away they are from you, which makes it really hard to go through the area without getting scared, really. And it's super scary looking as well. If you get hit by one of these triangles, it's gonna create this whole I guess just stream of blasts where you're just gonna be going from side to side, exploding everywhere.
Yeah, it's like stun lock after stun lock after stun lock if you get hit by these. So this is probably one of the scarier parts in the run.
Yes, but the good thing is there's always this, as you can see now, there's this area that's a bit more open, but this also depends on how fast you get here, because if you're not fast enough, that area won't be open and it'll become much harder to get through.
Yeah, you have to get to this cycle at the right time, or it can be a disaster trying to navigate through these pyramids.
Oh no. No! This is such a sad moment. He just wanted to protect his ocean.
He's about to do.
Oh no.
No. Not like this.
Feels bad.
This part's actually pretty interesting too, because at this moment you sort of realize that the main character isn't human. It's more of a machine.
She's like this robot.
Kind of a she's like a little robot that you've been controlling through the game.
Oh no. This moment is very touching. You're there. With him on his side.
Can't look. I can't look. Sharkus. Why?
Just F's. F's for pay respect.
Poor Sharkus. Rest up, buddy.
Yeah. He did good. He was a good one.
You did good.
So here is where the infamous jump part is coming up.
The infamous jump. Ah, yes.
Yes. And no, it's not this one.
No, not that one. That one is good. That one's solid. I know we're like the infamous jump does it easily.
But you know what's funny is that I've actually failed this jump probably more than I failed the other one.
This jump is frustrating. Like, just some days it's just not working. So bless RNG in the chat.
I've had it where I just literally bounced off the wall 3 times. Like,
oh yeah.
It's
like you have to kind of back up, I think, to get the right amount of speed. So
yes.
Okay. Good luck.
Okay, here it comes. And it was a success. So here, you're just straight now so that you can go into this area. And we just pretty much skipped this whole section where you had to unlock 2 chains. Well, not 2 chains in the raptor.
2 chains.
2 chains. He just
making
like
that
pops
cameo.
in the screen. Yeah. He actually just pops in his suit and starts rapping.
Well done. That's impressive to get on the first try. I'm proud of you, Charisse.
Thank you. I failed this, like, before we started just now. I failed this about like 10 times.
Yeah. And now we can go explore a little bit more. But yeah, the thing that Charisse just skipped was kind of like a little puzzle, so she would have had to, use the little chains to open the door, and so it was nice. We didn't have to do that.
Yeah, this is pretty much the only skip in the game. But it's really easy to fail that jump, like ridiculously easy to fail it. One of the most time-saving things about this game is that you can actually control the diver before seeing him, because in these parts where it does this, like, I guess, little cutscene, then the camera goes back to the diver, but you don't need that to happen. You can just control the diver.
Yeah, I think, aside from the jump being pretty difficult, even if you are a current speedrunner, this game is relaxing to sort of just, like, get away from the really hectic speedruns.
Yes.
It will soothe your soul.
But that jump can really boil your nerves from time to time.
Just that one, though. Just that one.
Yeah, that part or the pyramids, where there's all the pyramids there. You're
Yeah,
like,
or
no.
the pyramids.
It's like, oh, no, not that part again. Okay. So the diver, she's actually pretty slow when she's outside of the water.
Yeah, leisurely stroll percent here. And this section is sort of like, I would say where you get to see maybe more of the ruins of the ancient civilization that they kind of hint at throughout the entire game.
I totally forgot to say that part we were just now. That area holds all different prehistoric fishes there.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yes.
So
I said before that I was going to mention it. I totally forgot.
That's okay. Going back to diving so deep that you get into the ancient fishes area.
There's even like the Loch Ness monster and everything. Pretty cool. So this is actually the last autoscroller of the game.
This one is cool though because it sort of takes you I think through all of the places that you've been throughout the game to kind of remind you of where you've been and how far you've traveled.
Exactly. And I'm feeling like this area here is probably part of where the diver was from, because this looks like a whole underwater city. Could be a civilization, potentially. And then those pyramids came along and destroyed everything.
Yeah, there are a lot of theories that circulate on the diver, and I think that the nice thing about this game is that a lot of it's open to interpretation. So,
yes. But one thing that we can definitely know for sure is that it holds a very eco-friendly message, this game.
Oh, absolutely.
Because you should, because we take so much from the oceans, but you should also return. And this is what the diver is doing. She's returning the life that those pyramids are removing from the ocean. Just, just showing that you can also do some jumps here. That always happens. It's like the weirdest thing about this area is it feels like the controls are inverted. So instead of going down, you actually have to go up. And I always mess that up because I'm so programmed into doing it a certain way.
Yeah, it's easy to forget.
Yes. Oh, he's back. So here we just have the Almighty.
He has returned.
And now he will help us.
Everybody can dry their tears off now. Sharkus is coming home.
And he's restoring our suits.
Yes.
And giving us extra power, actually.
Magic shark best friend goals right here.
Everyone needs a sharkus in their life. I think this area here holds the best soundtrack of the game. Of the whole
sure.
game.
For sure. So this part can be a little bit tricky. Charisse is going to be trying to hit all of these pyramids in a particular order so that it allows her to leave the area the fastest. But making sure you hit them all in one go can sometimes be a challenge.
Yes, because of the camera, because you always constantly fight this camera throughout the whole time.
Yeah.
Also, the way that you do these helps so that you know which way to go for the next area, because it's before you can see it, it actually unlocks these different areas.
Yeah, so you can sort of see the water levels rise and it'll tell you sort of where you need to go next. So it's just a matter of adjusting the diver to be in the best position to get to that next area.
Yes. These fishes sometimes also get a bit in your view, so it's hard to see if you're the diver is actually hitting.
They're just so excited, they can't help it. You're like a celebrity in the ocean now.
Pretty much. So in this one, you actually have to do a jump, which can be tricky sometimes.
Oh yeah, because there's one pyramid that just happens to be above the water.
Yes. But there's actually a chance that even if you don't hit the pyramid with the diver, the shark will be able to.
Oh yeah, that is true. I have seen that happen before.
And we are approaching the end of the game. Actually, on this area, if you explore, like go around, because you can swim throughout this whole ocean and around this place, there's an Easter egg here.
Can we see it? Charisse is like, no.
No, I
mean... Can
we
see it after?
We can see it afterwards. I can show you.
Okay. Please, please. We gotta see it after.
But it's a bit tricky to get to it because you have to jump.
You can jump, you know how.
True. But I haven't done that jump in a really long time. And we're hitting. And he's done.
Time.
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 Well done.
And actually, guys, there is a shell in the credits.
Oh my God.
Just keeping it out there because a lot of people miss it too. You can still control the diver, and there's a shell there.
And again, the shells are what helps you get the faster suit in this game.
Yes. Is it okay if I leave from here?
Sure.
Then we can't skip the credits later.
Oh yeah, go for it. Go for it.
Okay.
Play the game if you want to experience the full credits.
Yes. So for that Easter egg, let's just go back to the last chapter. So I'll have to do this again.
That's okay. We're gonna just check out a little
It's
Easter
beautiful
egg.
though.
It's so cute. We just have to share it.
Life always finds a way. Wow. That's so true and beautiful, honestly. It's true though. I feel like Mother Nature always finds a way. Dear old Mother Nature.
Yes, yes. So Charisse is going to redo just a little bit of what she just did before the ending, but instead of actually leaving the game and going to the exit, we're going to take you to a little special area of the game. So this won't take very long to get to.
No.
And it's worth it because it's really cute. And it will hopefully put smiles on your faces.
Yeah.
Which is what
and
we
it's
want.
something that if you don't just go and explore, it's something a lot of people just miss. Because it's such a big area and you never think like, oh, I can go around here and just swim.
Yeah. I feel like I want to take a little trip to the beach after this game. Don't know how well that would go over in the winter, but
probably not. But I guess to listen to the sound of the ocean. It's actually one of my favorite things. Just listen to the waves.
Very comforting.
There's something, yes, and the smell as well, like that fresh ocean smell.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
I grew up near the ocean, so it's tough not being close by.
Yeah, same. I'm actually going the other way around this time. Hopefully I don't miss this jump because when I go on the right side, I tend to miss this jump here, but I think it's fine.
Honestly, I always forget which way to go. Like sometimes
Like
I would
you can
go
go
left,
both ways.
sometimes right. Yeah.
Like you can go both ways. It doesn't really matter. I just find that if I go left, the chances of me failing that jump is less.
Well, the nice thing about those pyramids is that I think the hitboxes are pretty forgiving. Even if you don't get them dead on, it's pretty.
You can also hang on to these whales.
Oh yeah, that's true. You can go for a little swim on whales. Well,
So
you can
here
also.
is what we're looking for.
Yeah, we're looking for a little secret here.
And you can see, oh, hold on. This is not the actual area that has the Easter egg, but it's pretty cute. And a lot of people miss this.
It's a little island.
Yes, and it has penguins and a polar bear.
Hi, penguins. Hi, polar bear. Tis the season, right? For
Yes.
the polar bear. It's a bit wintry here too. It's like so cute. It's snowy.
Okay, so the Easter egg, I believe, is on this side. Yes.
And I do believe that's part of the achievements for
So,
this
like,
game.
It is. So here in this area, hold on, let me go up. I think it's this one right here. There's an Easter egg there. But because I already got it, I don't think it's showing.
Oh, it might not. Yeah, because we've
Yeah,
already been into
I
the
already
game.
have it.
But
But if you manage to jump up there, which is actually a pretty tricky jump, I find.
no pressure also. I just thought it would be fun to see Polar Bear Island.
I can't make it. Yeah. But the Easter egg is over there, and then there's the polar bear on the other side. That's basically
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
But I already have it, so you couldn't see it.
Yeah. But just saying, it's up there. There's something you guys will
Yeah,
have
it's up
to
there, and you guys just
explore.
get to see, and you get an achievement from it too, which is really
Nice.
nice. So
Well, that was ABZÜ.
for
Thank you
you
so much,
guys,
Charisse, for
no, thank you for
showing off
inviting
this run.
me.
No
And
problem.
I hope that you guys enjoyed the beautiful ocean that is Abzu. And
Yes,
yeah, everyone should try and experience this game for yourself because you can just explore and you get to also learn about the different species on the game. And there's just so much more the game has to offer than what I just showed you. So
for
I'd say
sure.
if you have the chance, you should definitely play it yourself. So yeah, thank you so much for having me.
No problem. Thank you, Charisse.
No
All right.
problem.
Well, everyone, we are going to go to a quick break and we are going to let Emerald Alley get set up for Prince of Persia 2008. And we will be back momentarily. All right, everyone, and welcome back to Treefort. We are going to get started with the next run, Emerald Alley and Prince of Persia 2008, the epilogue, any percent.
Hey there. Epilogue. The game starts with a 2-minute long cutscene. File park just after it. Movement. Momentito, this is an SSD. Alright. Ready,
Just
I'm
let
ready.
me know when you want to start the timer.
Okay, start in 5, 4, 3, 1, go. Okay. I say this is Prince of Persia Epilogue, the console exclusive DLC. It follows up on the story of the 2008 Prince of Persia reboot. Incidentally, the last time I watched your stream, Tippy, you were playing, not this, but the base game.
Yes, the base game is very challenging for me. I think that's why I was excited to watch you do this speedrun, because it was so hard for me to play the base game.
The epilogue is a little bit different in terms of what kind of a game it is. The game is kind of open world-ish. The epilogue is entirely linear. It has a lot more skips. Certain members of our community would never forgive me for saying this, but I do find it to be a better run. Although, that said, the run for the base game has come a long way in the last year and a half. The time has come down over hours.
His power is in all. That is why you set him free.
So that's Elika's father, the Morning King. Trust me, it makes sense in context why he's covered in black stuff.
You had to play the game.
Throughout the course of the base game, he gets more and more covered by it. First thing we need to do is wake Elika up, then charge at him. So right there, that was an unblockable combo that deals massive damage. It actually wasn't even all of it. We'll fight the Morning King 4 times. The first time we do only part of the combo. The second time, we'll do 1 full combo. The third time, we do 2.5 because of a neat little strategy. And the fourth time's a little different.
If we don't get killed down here, are you all right to go on?
Just have some...
Great. Good. Me too.
To be on the 1 blob cycle. There's actually a ton of little movement tricks you can do in that first, but they're all irrelevant since you want to be on that cycle anyway, so if you get there earlier, it doesn't help.
Yeah, these blobs were challenging to get the timing correct.
As long as you start at the right point here, you can pretty much just... These smoke pillars, as I call them, will spawn enemies if you let them. There's 7 of them in the game. Hopefully I will get to all of them before they spawn enemies. They also have spawn triggers. Like, if you touch certain areas in the game, I found, that'll pretty much guarantee they spawn. It's funny, okay, this is unusual. Usually you have to wait there. I don't know why I didn't. It's very cool.
Finding new things for the run already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the best way to change a good run to a great run is shorting ring runs, like I did going around the corner. Corner ring runs you can almost always... And what I mean by shorting is not completing the wall run. I'll do it right here as well. Jump as soon as I'm past the ring. I actually didn't even need to double. Fine without it. And my favorite thing about that is the game explicitly tells you not to do it. But it
It's
worked.
nice being a rebel in speedruns, huh?
You know? Now we're playing the wall is lava. Let's jump from each wall segment and double jump to the bars in the middle room there. It only saves about a second to do it, but I would do it if it didn't save any time at all. It's just fun. There's major reset point to the... I either get this first try or first. What I'm trying to do is wall run.
Oh, interesting. So you have to kind of hang, but also get into run formation.
Yeah, what you do is you push the left stick east, as you'd say, right as the camera changes. And it lets you wall run where you're not really supposed to. And that wasn't perfect. I would have liked to have wall run a little bit further to avoid this, but it's fine.
It seems like it has a little wiggle.
Yeah, what happens is the Prince likes to... We're also skipping a little bit of parkouring in through the poison air. Prince likes to auto-target ledges and especially rings. And when you don't go the way you're supposed to, that can make things a lot more... Yeah, I don't usually talk much about the story of this game while running it because there's so much to get to, but Ormazd is basically the good god, and Armin is... Elika has the powers of Ormazd. Also, she's resurrected from the dead twice.
I don't know that I knew that.
Yeah. Sometimes this wall here decides not deserve to... Oh, it was nice this time. And I say that metaphorically, of course, because as is commonly complained about this game, you can't actually die. Just caught.
I actually did find that kind of nice about the game is, you know, even though some of the jumps were frustrating, yeah, you can't actually die. So in a similar way to ABZÜ, you can't die in either game, and so comfy to play in that way.
He's dead.
So this is the warrior, or the warrior form in any... Kinda did the slow version of this fight, but... Oh, nope. Thought I was gonna have to do a second charge. Alright. So the idea with fighting the warrior hunter, and we'll see the hunter form in just a moment here, is you have to knock them off the drops. You can also defeat the hunter with just hitting him, but that runs the risk of him transforming back.
Oh, we can't have that.
No, it's obviously much faster to just drop him off. There's a throw combo there to get the hunter, the lighter formation, towards the edge. The first fight's really easy because there's sheer drops all around this.
We should move on.
And by the way, it was a major skip to get here. There's supposed to be a lot more parkouring around the room to reach the points.
But he must still be...
It's one of those skips that really doesn't look like much unless you know the game. But coming up, we have a glitch that anybody would recognize. are indeed several of them in the run. Come down here. Set a hang. Whoop. And fall off. Walking on it.
Oh my
Over
goodness.
to the other side of the room. That skips a lot of really annoying cycle-based baloney with the blobs.
That was really cool.
Yeah, that's called the ledge teleport or ledge warp. It's used a lot more in the run for the base game, but it has... Okay, that blob's getting a little close for... It has several applications in the epilogue run as well. There is a fair bit of the same tech used for both. You know, I mean, it is the same game, so that stands to reason.
I think I probably would have played the epilogue, but you mentioned it was console exclusive, correct?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
They're trying to get the PS3 emulator up and running, but who knows about that.
Yeah.
So far, I haven't had any soldier spawns. So here's a skip that I have been messing up a lot. Set a hang on this side of the room. We have to get up that ledge there, but without setting another hang. That's how we do it. The part that I've been messing up, though. So, setup for this is a little tricky. Get all the way to the back, swap places with Alec, forward, jump off to the left. We're over here. Grip falling. Hopefully that's good.
Oh, this is trippy.
Yeah, you have to go all the way to the right. Well, not all the way. You have to hold right, I guess is what I'd say, for a certain length, and you kind of just have to eyeball it, and I went a little bit too far. I've typically been undershooting. So we'll just try it again. The first time I ever ran this game at an online marathon, this took 6 tries. Usually not so...
It's okay. It's alright.
Of course, you can just eyeball that setup distance-wise, but I find if I eyeball it, I often don't jump in a straight line to get to the end of the ledge and fall off so that I can do teleport. The way the teleport works, you have to be in such a position that you have one hand on the ledge and one... There we go, second.
So this just makes it so you don't have to go all the way around the room to get to the bottom.
Yeah, it just, again, skips a lot of cycle-based stuff.
Yeah. Then you don't have to wait for the blobs and all
cycles we
that.
can go on in this room. I'm just picking the one that's probably safest. Death. Should be good. That is the one place there that I can short a ring run that I won't. There's a reason why, by the time I explained it, I would be in the next room. Just there's a lot going on in... a lot more going on than that I'd like to talk about, but it's just comes and goes. So. Okay.
Together.
Next room is Hammam. Definitely the hardest skip in the game. There's something I can mention. Anytime you jump from a height or fall from a height like that, jumping as you land skips recoveries. And you can very often jump closer to your next...
So it's sort of like a stumble cancel.
Yeah, just one of those things that turns a good run into a great...
Yeah, little things like that do add up.
And if I'm on a good run, I'm getting to this next cutscene sub 11 minutes. Out of bounds with second try, so I'm sure I'm not. It's not lit, fam.
Araman is trying to cut us off.
It's not lit. Maybe there's some sort of temple. Somewhere we can activate the plate?
No.
Or there's another way out of here.
There is nowhere to go. Even if we escape here, there is nowhere to run to.
Every time I do,
100 places.
PB attempt and stuff, and I get to cutscenes, all I can think is donation reading time.
His power is growing.
Well, I can use this time to say thank you so much to everyone watching the stream currently. And a big thank you to our subscribers who make this hotfix content possible.
There is always another way
Yeah,
out.
Tippy, when you mentioned the original theme was restoration, I said the epilogue doesn't really touch on it. This is the one case in which it kind of does. The
Yeah.
rebound power restores magical walls for short, and that to the upcoming skip. It's also a plot hole, so we won't dwell.
That's okay, because honestly, I think the plates count as magic circles, to be fair.
Yeah, oh, totally.
You use them quite
Now, there's
often.
3 levers in this room. You're supposed to turn them all to drain the black ooze. Any luck, that will be the only one we can.
Corruption has gone down.
There.
We haven't escaped.
Here's
yet.
another good spot to jump to cancel recovery. Also, if you complete that wall run, there's about a 99% chance the prince will catch Elika as she falls down and they'll trade their little wisecracks. Don't go up now.
The two of them together are so funny.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I actually do really love the way they decided to animate two of them together. They're just perfect acrobats.
Yeah, and Elika exists physically in the world, which is painful. Okay, here's the... Alright, bless RNG in the chat. Jumping back and forth between the magic wall and the real ball. Through the roof. Yes, we got it. We're not supposed to reach that power plate until we turn all 3 levers, but since we reached it out of sequence, the game just assumes we did turn them all.
Nice.
So glad I got that first try. So that pretty much guarantees the run will be sub-estimate.
All this for us, Ahriman? If he can't be stopped, Elika, why is
It's
he
always the
trying to stop
warrior
us?
form for in the battle. Okay, that's not what I was... Okay, yeah, we're... Okay, this... Okay. What we'd like for him to do is charge at... Although... Okay, this is really bad, actually. I was trying to side roll, and I wound up jumping over him. Any button there. Didn't count.
The warriors being a big meanie.
Backup strat is to just go to a drop and hope he charges.
Yeah, you almost have to bait the bosses a little bit into doing what you want. Otherwise, they can kind of
Well,
crazy.
ideally I would have done a side roll and he would have been lined up directly with the drop, but that was not terrible. I got the job done.
You got it done, yeah.
And then I call them charge rolls if it's randomized whether you're able to charge at the enemy or the enemy at you. Most of them are scripted. There's 3 or 4 of them where it's...
That's it.
That one there with the hunter, that one is a charge. You got the good RNG there, I just
If he's
wasn't
trying to
prepared.
stop us, he's scared of something. He's scared of you.
I can't stop him.
That's not what Ahriman thinks.
I haven't the power to stop him. Only Ormaz can do that.
Sometimes this drop... No, I'm glad it...
Keep doing that.
Very normal part. One little sneaky thing here. Jump to this fissure here, we can immediately jump away. This is the prince's little stamper move. We don't have to move up that one fissure. Just as sneaky. I wasn't positive. I probably should have waited there to be... This is not the cycle I would ordinarily do.
Sometimes I feel like it can be hard to predict where the blobs are going to be, and so you get in the groove, and then all of a sudden, oh, there's a blob in the way, and you have to adjust a bit.
Yeah, and also the game buffers your input.
Come on up.
So if you, like, press a jump because, oh, the blob isn't in my way, but then Elika grabs your hand and, you know, a second and a half passes, and such is here. I was going
Right.
to just wall run to the right there. It would have got me over that blob. And if I had done that input, I would have run into the blob. This guy might spawn since Elika grabbed my... Nope.
She just wanted to hold hands.
We shorted a ring run there, and we just barely missed that blob. That was Monka S. Have to wait. This is a very weird call. But it's fine, this is the end of the poison. The poison area, you really have to, like, AFK to get killed by it. It takes, like, literally 3 minutes. Short this ring run. See those scratches on the wall indicating areas we're not.
Thanks.
That's unfortunate. Takes us all the way back.
Yeah, I will say that some of the checkpoints for these jumps can be pretty unforgiving because
Definitely.
they just take so long to get through each section. It's like you mess up 1 second at the very end and you're going all the way back to the beginning.
I wouldn't even say I messed up there, and that's not, you know, me trying to save my ego. I just falling and then I died. I did nothing in the moment where I died. Fell and lost contact with the wall. I was going to say there's a very narrow path between the two there, and now, since we had to redo the area, this is the last soldier. And we kept them all from spawning. I've read, like, trophy guides for the game. That's considered the hardest trophy in the DLC, is to keep them all from spawning, and honestly, I manage it every run, pretty much.
Yeah, you've been doing those no problem, so well done. I always would get mad in the base game getting up to those smoke things and then having to fight them because it takes so long.
Yeah,
2 seconds to cut the smoke and
quite
then
sure.
Let's see what
too
those
long to
cracks
fight
are.
the enemy.
We have hopefully a major skip here. There's a visual. If this doesn't work, there is a path. Okay, that's not even close. Alright, I'll try the airwalk like one more time, and if it doesn't work, set a hang. Left foot forward in between the second and third crossbeam. Right foot straddling the wall. Nope. Yeah, this can just hemorrhage time if you get it wrong. Okay. Let's do the backup. Why did you let... That's unfortunate we couldn't get the full-on skip, but this one's not much. It's about 30 seconds slower, plus the time I wasted, right? But still. It's still completely... The backup does involve doing the first... Because there's 3 rings we have to pull in this room. The backup does involve doing the first one the entire... You need to set a hang here, and that's not a hang, that's... Thankfully, this is still pretty cool visually. Quite as cool as the full-on skip, which is an airwalk to... I have to move the towers back.
Let's see what this does.
Now we're gonna ledge warp. Okay, at least I got the backup.
Nice.
Oh, that's not the right way to jump. Kill me? There we go. And now from here, both
Together!
these constructed camera view there, because you're never supposed to be here with the towers in the position they are. If you were reaching this upcoming ring.
Let's go!
The third ring is just a short jump away.
Nice, and now
You
the
don't need
door
anything
should
that sneaky,
be
you just
That's
double jump.
the second one.
We have to stick together.
Yeah,
We can
the
go on. That's
skip I referred to as the backup there, that actually used to be the skip for this room. And it's kind of funny, the run I watched to learn the run, the previous record holder, Epic Dude Guy, Robbie,
Robbie.
his run does the airwalk, and he gets it first try.
Nice.
So, for the longest time, I was like, oh my god, what do I do if I can't get the airwalk? And then I watched some older runs and saw that skip, and
It's always cool to see how like a speedrun has progressed.
He can
Sometimes
see
you
her,
might find
but he's not going
strats
to get her.
in older runs that you just like better, even if they're a little bit slower.
I
They
wish
might be
you
more
and Armin would
comfortable
just swallow
to do.
yourselves.
That's our full combo. Second fight against the Morning King, it takes away all of his health. You may have noticed I did a side roll to the right there. The reason for that is to just get the Morning King in a better position. It would still take all of his health in one full combo if he didn't do that, but he would be pinned up against a wall, and you would have to do the wall mini event even though he was already dead. Saves about 10 seconds.
Nice.
Let's get out of here.
Why don't you take what he has to offer?
Is that what you think of me? That I could do that? Let's see if you were right about the path forward.
In addition to the purple plate being new for the epilogue, DLC does also have 3 of the 4 plates from the base game. We've already used the red. Here's the green. Praise or homage that the yellow is not in the DLC. I always hate the
And
yellow.
I was going to say we should just
You know,
hold
it's
hands
not-
and hope.
It's not awful if you like are practiced and you know where you're going. It's no problem for runners of the base. But whenever I would play the base game casually, just the visual distortion that it like puts on the sides of the screen when you're flying, when you use the yellow plate, it always irritates. Glad it's although if it was, it would probably not.
Yeah, some of the plates are harder than others, I think. I always had a problem with the kind of charge run just because I couldn't see like where I was going really.
Yeah, it definitely takes some trial and error, especially on like. And I've always thought it would be cool to have like a debug mode or something. To just be able to look at these areas and see what they look like when it's obvious which way is up and which way.
Oh yeah, that would
They're-
be interesting to
Yeah,
know.
they're not meant to be viewed that way, of course, but just to see what it would look like. And these like patches or whatever these are, I oftentimes liken them to you set a map marker in an open world. Because they show you a way through, but it's not necessarily the best.
Yeah, true.
This is a ring run you should not. Maybe you would wind up in the black. Next fight against the shapeshifter. The first charge is scripted. The warrior will always.
Get back!
Now we spam Alec. And more charges. Yeah, after the opening of the fight, the enemy will never charge you unless you're inactive for several seconds, like we saw with the fight in the hammam. So you're
Yeah.
safe to charge and unleash your combo after the initial one if it's scripted for the enemy to charge you or if you lose the charge roll. I believe the one with the hunter here is a... Can go...
It's super satisfying when you do get the combo, though.
Oh yeah. That was actually the last trophy I got to get the platinum trophy for this on PS3 was combo mastery one.
Nice.
And I did cheat. I looked up a guide on YouTube.
Doesn't matter what you try, Armin. You're not going to stop us. First you offer me gold, then you try to kill me. Those are sort of mixed messages. A tomb.
Mausoleum of
That's not an
Achaemenid.
omen.
A lot of Val.
Be the mausoleum of Achaemenes, king of the Ura when the city fell. He returned liberated from Ahriman.
And they buried him underground? Not much of a reward.
And whenever I do this run at online marathons, I like to offer the choice of skins for costumes, several available.
They built this.
I just went with
you
the defaults this time. Let people know.
Are there very many? I think probably Classic Prince would be an option.
Yeah, there's 4 for each character, and 3 alternates, so 4 including defaults. And I did this the last time I ran this game too. Went straight to the button instead of turning the lever. That's really silly of me. It's the funny kind of silly, at least.
It's the draw of the magic circle.
Yes, yes indeed. I like that this is what passes for a puzzle. Also, this kind of violates a rule of good game design. You know, in terms of good game design, you want the world to feel like it doesn't exist simply for the player. And this feels like it exists simply for the player, because this is like a ruin of Elika's people, the Ura, so why would they have levers across a giant chasm that turns segments of a wall on the other side? They only exist to be puzzle.
Just Prince of Persia things.
Yeah.
Let's move this.
It's not something that bothers me a lot. It's something. I love the Prince's boundless optimism. If it takes you nowhere. Or maybe he knows he's in a game. Another thing Robbie mentioned, there had apparently been a lot of searching for a skip in this room. This room is relatively tedious. I honestly don't know what that's all.
Let's move this.
I'd certainly love a skip for this. Probably 3-4 minutes. Skip it, that was 38-minute run into a 34-minute. It's even more bite-sized. Just about done. Although there is one silly in this ring right up here. Sometimes you can just be too low to grab it. 'Cause, okay, because whatever happened there. No clue why that happened, and that has cost me runs.
Keep doing that!
Maybe it's 38:43. It's pretty good. There is one error. About 30 seconds. Coming up on the third fight with the Morning King. We used to do 2 combos to win this fight. Now we do 2.5. Actually, you'll see why.
That little half, it's important.
You know what awaits you, Ellen.
He'll charge at me.
In your life, you knew what would happen when Oromon is free.
Finish this!
So rather than doing 2 entire combos, we skip the final hit of the combo by blocking. And the final hit of the combo does deal the most damage, but it's also like a cinematic hit, so it takes the most.
Talk of power.
So canceling it
Always
in
run away. We are getting out of
combos
here.
actually
Let's get out of here before he comes back.
saves about 5 seconds over doing 2. Back. So excited when I found a consistent setup for this arrow.
We're getting close. We are almost through this place.
Okay, sorry for the radio silence there. I just kind of had to count audio cues to know how far I was going.
Elika? Another of those doors.
Yeah, I'm not sure
People,
which sections you have to really focus on, so try to be mindful of the counting sometimes.
yeah. Yeah, I've had people on my personal stream when I do that airwalk think the stream is dead or frozen because it's stuck on one visual and there's an audio repeating. So,
I know what that's like in games.
yeah, it's the same airwalk glitch that we've done a few times, and I have to count 38 of the little handful to get far enough.
Yeah, especially when it's a higher number like that, you're like, if it's specific enough and you're worried about being the one number off.
I'll show this because it's funny. If you jump out of the room too early, it teleports you to the back of it for whatever reason.
Close.
It's like, no, you're coming back.
You need to wait.
That's so
The visual
good.
cue for when you do the room the right way is just to wait for subtitles to come on the screen. I should have waited a cycle. This might... That blob's... tentacle. Okay. No, we're not fine. Dang it.
See?
Alright,
Powers
this
are
time I
so
can go on the cycle I'm used to going on. That was very silly.
It
Yeah,
happens.
patience is an odd skill to have in your bag of tricks as a speedrunner. It can be important.
I know it's funny because, everyone's so focused on speed, gotta go fast, but then you do have to kind of wait out some moments of the game to progress faster.
There we go. Yeah, it's like sacrifice 1 second to save 10.
Yeah.
Here is... Yeah. Oh, hey, got it. That's about the only thing that went wrong in... Just go here. In my PB. I missed it like 3 times and then went around. It saves about 8 seconds if you get it first tries. Honestly, I should really only... Alright, coming up on the last... Still a ways yet until... And for the longest time I was grip falling into this cutscene until I realized the cutscene starts with them landing from a fall, so I can just...
We can get out
Obviously.
through there. We will have reached the other side of the hills. They'll shelter us from armor.
So Elika goes down ahead of us, the Morning King is up here. We do not have Elika for this phase of the fight. Crucial.
Elika, go! Get out of here!
And what's also crucial to know that I was never really able to demonstrate, and because you don't want to demonstrate it, is that the Morning King will parry almost every sword hit you do. So you really need to start your combos with Elika or throw. So by winning the charge there, we were able to get him to the edge of the platform we were on and throw him off. If you don't get that right, first try, rip everything. It will take minutes and minutes to manipulate the Morning King back to where he needs to be. Okay, that was not good. But I saved it because I parried him. Okay. I thought he was at the edge. I needed to do one more Elika hit. That was actually terrifying.
Trying to manipulate these bosses is such a struggle.
Now we just do 2 throw combos. And all throughout, we've been saying, he's not weakening, we can damage him, your sword won't hurt him. Now Elika's magic won't even hurt him. You know what will hurt him?
Hand to the face.
On a phone?
Oh, jeez.
Frame rate. Not. Alright, that's the last fight. Corey. There is a tiny little time save here that, again, it's one of those things that you don't even think is a thing unless you know the game really well. It involves shorting a ring run, and it's actually really hard to... It's not really hard to do, but it's easy to get wrong. It saves 2 seconds. Run, but one. And you have to manually jump away from the magic wall there. If you let the wall run expire, you will instantly go into a grip fall, and because you're on a magic wall, you'll only fall to your death. You can't... You have to manually jump away before the wall run ends. And it totally doesn't look like it's even a thing, does it?
No, not really, but then I guess these walls are a bit temporary.
Is the
Don't play fair, do they?
big...
It's armor.
Oh, why did you do that?
Let's not find out.
You climb faster on vines if you hold down the jump button, but you gotta let it go before you reach the end of where you need to be, or...
Oh, or he'll jump right off.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Prince is kind of dumb sometimes, so I'm not gonna do it anymore.
He needs a little bit of help sometimes.
Keep doing that.
Short this ring run, and I hit my peep. This is the absolute last parkouring. Time should be in about 1 minute.
Okay, just let me know.
Watch for the next bit. Let's go.
And there's a ring run short here that doesn't actually save any time, but I do it to here. It's a blind turn around the corner, but you're just right on a purple.
Where's this taking us?
Can't show it this ring run since you have to do a double jump after the full wall run anyway. Yeah!
Yeah.
I have even lost runs.
Oh, right at the end,
Really
huh?
sucky place to lose a run.
Aw.
Together.
Alright, time is imminent. It's when I land on the bow. And time.
All right, the timer has been stopped.
We're through. I think we're clear.
Yeah, so I can't imagine that was sub 40, but I'm sure it was.
I can tell you the time if you'd like.
I would like.
It was 44:04.
Acceptable.
I think so. You still got it under time, so that's always good.
Yeah.
Well, very well done. Thank you so much, Allie, for running this Prince of Persia 2008 for us. I think a lot of people have probably never seen the epilogue, so I hope that was enjoyable for everyone.
Yeah, I
Do you
think
have any final shout-outs or anything?
pretty loved it.
Okay, well then I guess that is going to do it for today's hotfix.
Okay.
Thank you again, Allie, so much for running. I hope everyone enjoyed Prince of Persia 2008. Don't forget that the Frame Fatale submissions will be opening tonight, so keep an eye out on the Games Done Quick website, gamesdonequick.com/hotfix. Again, that's going to be benefiting the Malala Project, so I hope that you will, ladies, consider speedrunning in that event, and also volunteer submissions will open then. The next show will be Random Number Generation at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time on Tuesday, so be on the lookout for that. Take good care of yourselves, and we will see you next time.